Many people talk about this concept of inner trust, and I'd like to break this down as much as I can right now because it's really important. And I want to share with you what it actually feels like to truly have inner trust and how you even know when you have it. Because finding inner trust is difficult at first, but it's very achievable. And here's what most people miss. You don't possess it on a conscious level at first, and it's only because we're not taught it. We're not taught to be aware of it, or even how to use it in the beginning. It's always there. It's always been there, and it's here right now. It's always trying to get your attention or your understanding and your awareness. But the trust that most people have at the moment, it's very surface level. A deep inner trust requires something much more. It requires the ability to trust what you hear and what you feel, not just in the physical world, but inside, in the non-physical. And I'm talking about what you feel in your mind, what you are creating in your mind, what you're imagining when you're using that imagination. And it's a matter of what are you feeling in your gut and in your heart. These are energetic signals that surpass anything that, the current physical world can give you. And that's why they're so powerful. And that's why people study them for years and try to achieve these great breakthroughs. But here's the secret. It's not about force. You can't force it. You can't force anything because when you force something, you repel it. That's what happens to that signal you're broadcasting. When you allow it, it comes to you effortlessly. That's what you want. That's when you're in resonance with something. That's why inner trust requires such faith. But it's a faith in yourself. The investment you're putting in is in you. You're relying on you. Eventually, after you've read and studied and listened enough, you have kind of like this moment. Maybe like you feel like a light switch has finally gone off, and then you realize there's actually some power going to this switch. So you entertain it, then you turn it on. It's very dim at first, but it's on. And here's the thing, and when you get into that, you realize there's actually an endless amount of light switches, and that's what makes it extraordinary. And each time you turn one on, the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. It just becomes more incredible, more awareness. Each phase, you evolve, you grow, you become more aware of yourself and your thoughts. The light continues to become brighter. And its brightness will reach levels that surpass anything that the physical world can even understand. It becomes just energy. And then you just start to trust yourself. It's not like one day you wake up and you just decide, okay, I'm going to trust myself. It just naturally happens because you begin this effortless journey of allowing. And there's going to be back and forth to it, like anything. But there's more forward than back. You'll always take a few steps forward and a step back. Few steps forward and a step back. But that's part of the journey. The steps backward, though, they get fewer and fewer and fewer because you're gaining more trust in yourself. You just begin to trust what you feel. And these trust, the feelings, they get stronger and stronger. And it becomes a knowing. And it becomes a knowing that now has very little doubt or fear in it. At each step, though, you lose even more of that fear and that doubt. And it's just based on where you are. There are levels of doubt and fear that are always going to exist, but even that just becomes less and less. That's just breaking down your own walls. And honestly, it helps because it keeps you in the moment. It reminds you that, well, you are still human and you're still growing and you're always evolving. The doubt doesn't stop you anymore. The fear doesn't paralyze you. You just move through it because you trust yourself. That trust, it becomes a new foundation. It becomes your power. It becomes the thing that allows you to create effortlessly, imagine wildly. It allows things to come to you, to know anything with this knowing. That's inner trust. You won't always know how, and you don't need to know how, but you just know it will happen. That's what it feels like to trust your inner self. Once you have it, you can't go back, nor would you want to, because you've tasted the better part of it, what it feels like to trust yourself completely. And you'll want more of it, and you'll do the work. It's unlimited amount of allowing that gives you itself based on how much inner trust and listening you're doing. It all comes down to you. It always does. Start noticing, start giving yourself more inner trust, and be aware of it when you do. When you feel it and you know it, thank yourself. Be grateful for the experiences and the allowing that you did. So thank you for being here. Please visit mindprepacademy.com. Please like or subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. And sending questions. I love questions. Other than that, Have a great day. Don't forget to be grateful. Take care. Bye.